Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Church of RNK. I am Rosemary Nonny, and I am here to talk to you about living life your way. It's Monday, Motivation Monday, okay? You get to design life the way you like it, okay? I'm all about living life deliberately, having lived an incredibly passive life for so very long, so very long. I decided I was kind of bored with that finally. Okay, yes, I did have to hit rock bottom. I think Spirit had to give me a few kicks up the backside to finally get up and start doing some stuff. So now I'm trying to encourage you to do exactly the same, because this is it. There's a lot of y'all listening in that have big ideas, big dreams, big things that you want to make happen, or even just more than what you're currently experiencing, right? And for whatever reason, you don't completely feel that you know how to do it, or you don't feel you can, or whatever it is. And you know what? Every day, almost every day, I come here, and ultimately the idea is to encourage you to give it a go. Why? Because it's your one life, man. One life. If you don't believe enough in yourself to go after everything, why should anybody else? Come on now. Okay, I'm going to go and share this and I'll be back. Give me a second. Okay, so let's make a start. Woo hoo hoo hoo. So, here we go. I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. Again, I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. Get the chord right? I live life my way. Okay, so that is our affirmation for today. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. Live it. I live life my way. It's so easy to kind of get caught up in living life the way everybody's designed for you. It's so easy to get caught up living within the box that it's kind of dissatisfying, but you're so used to it, you're so used to doing things a certain way, so you just kind of don't think about it any longer. This is passive living. This is what I did for a heck of a long time. Just kind of lived passively, the way I'd been brought up, the way people said that's the best way to live life, the way you start to believe that this is, maybe your religion teaches you a certain way of doing things, and so therefore you never quite question, you never go outside the lines, you never really try, and yet there's a hunger. There's a hunger sometimes inside of you, not sometimes. For most of y'all listening to me, there is a hunger inside of you that you know that actually, I get this one life. Why do I feel I have to keep living within very small confines? Is there nothing more for me? It's like I sometimes spend some time on Quora. It's one of these question answer things. And you get these like 28-year-olds or 22-year-olds or whatever, and they're all kind of already feeling, because that's how I felt. I remember being 21, 22. I think I finished uni when I was about 23 or something. And you kind of have all this excitement about how you're going to go and conquer the world and all of this and all of the other. And just a few weeks, years later, weeks, months, you start to realize actually you've just kind of signed up to a life that means that you have to do what everybody else is doing around you, all the stuff that you promised you would never do when you saw those adults doing it. You are now the adult. You are suddenly lumbered with all these responsibilities. People take you, you've become an adult, okay? And now you're supposed to just fit in. And for most people, they just do. They just think that's the only way. This is it. What I've seen other people living is the only experience I have, so therefore it's the only way to live. Except there's a few of us, mavericks I call us. We are hungry for more. Sometimes it takes you getting into your 40s, 50s, 60s to finally realize this wasn't how my life was supposed to play out. There was more. And you may have even experienced all kinds of success, all kinds of success by the terms of, or by the standards of most other people. But there's a hunger inside of you that wants something more. Guys, tell me where you're streaming in from. Yes is amens. This is the Church of RNK, okay? You get to say yes, amen. Tell me where you're streaming in from as well, so that I know I'm not just talking to myself, basically. Although, you know what? As I always say, I'm very good at talking to myself, so I don't mind. But then at the same time, I'd rather actually have a conversation with you. That's why I come on here, is actually to kind of get to know you guys. So tell me more. Tell me more about you. Where are you streaming in from? Do you ever feel a little bit hungry? Because I do. I feel hungry. Yes, I am living a life that I've designed. Absolutely, I've designed this life and I quite like it, but I know there's more still. So I'm not even saying to you that I'm there, because I don't expect to get there until I'm like dead. But what I do know is that I want to make sure that whilst I'm here, thank you, Folami, for sharing this. And guys, yeah, feel free to share. That'd be really, really cool. But it's like, what was I about to say before I got distracted? Thank you for the share, but I'm distracted now. It was like, yeah, I get this one life ultimately. So yes, I'm going to keep expanding it. I don't want to live within the lines any longer. I don't want to tell myself that, oh, this is it, and there's no more. Because there's more. There's so much about this world I haven't experienced. There's so many countries I haven't been to yet. I've been to quite a few countries, and yet I know there's so much more to experience. And whilst I keep telling myself that just because everybody around me is living a smaller life, therefore, well, not a smaller life, a normal life. It is normal to most people to just kind of, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, and it's okay. But it's not okay for me, okay? And I started to see there were certain things about my life, like, yeah, and I'll talk about a few of them, that kind of kept me within the boundaries. And it's like on my coming album, watch out for it. One of the songs on there is I'm in a room with no walls, okay? And I remember getting this particular impression where it was almost like I was forcing I'm sure we've all heard, it's like I don't know, anyway, ultimately I was standing in a room, and the walls have been taken down, but because I'm so used to living within the walls, I just stayed there. I passively stayed there as if something other than myself was keeping me there. And some of you, that is how you're living. You're living like, okay, you know what, I'm doing a little bit better than most people, so I should be happy. I should be satisfied. But if you're not, if there's a call on you, if there's some kind of mission that you want to fulfill, and some of you it's a religious thing, there's a ministry or something you want to do, but you keep putting the brakes on. You keep pretending you have these limits, these boundaries around you, but they're all completely of your own making. What if you decided to take them off? What if you decided, you know what, this is my one life. I'm tired of just kind of going along with everything just because I always have. Because there are options available to you. There's so much out there in the world. Why do you think you have to live such a small version of it? I'm going to sing our song again. Our affirmation again, if I remember it already. I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. Getting that chord wrong. I live life my way. And again, I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. So that's our affirmation for today. I live life my way. I live life my way. I live life my way. It's a choice. Number one thing I need you to understand is this. If you believe you can live life your way and you commit to the process of creating and designing, deliberately designing a life that you adore, you can make it happen. Because whatever life you're living right now, you made a commitment to it at some point. You made a commitment to it. It may have been a passive commitment, but you made this commitment that somehow you're going to create a life doing whatever it is that you're doing right now. Now you've got here. Maybe you don't like it as much as you thought you were going to, okay? It's just like me. I became a pharmacist. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. But at the time, immediately at that point, I thought, oh, well, I'm kind of condemned to this because, well, who wants to go back to uni? Oh, definitely not me, that's for sure. Basically, who wants to go and retrain and all of this stuff as if that's the only option? But sometimes we get trapped in this thinking that there's only one way and it's the way we don't want to do it. So therefore, we can't do it, basically. And it's like, no, come on. There's so much opportunity. There's so much choice if you will let yourself experience it. And the first thing you need to do is is believe it is possible and commit to doing whatever it takes to actually create that life that you designed. So yeah, get clear on what that life looks like is another thing I suppose you should probably do, instead of having vague ideas of, oh yes, I wanna be a millionaire. Yeah, but what does that mean for you? What does success look like for you? Get very clear on what it is, and then figure out, if anybody else is doing this, why the hell not me? Huh? Because that's definitely, why not you? Why not you? Most of the people here, if money is your thing, for whatever reason, most of the people that are really wealthy are self-made. So why not you? Why not you? Okay. So there might be the reason why not you is because you're living within certain lines. You've decided that you can't have it because you think somehow you're different from everybody else or anybody else that has created this, and you're not. Okay. If you want something, you can absolutely create it. So why the hell not? So first and foremost, believe that you can do it and commit. Commit to the goal. Refuse to settle for any less than the goal and just keep taking action towards it. And number 2 here is this. Okay, yeah, when you make that commitment, the chances are you'll need some kind of support or something, especially if everybody around you is living in a certain way, doing certain things, and you fit into that for a while. One, you will find out basically that actually people don't necessarily like it when you try to do something any different from what they are doing. And the problem with that is this: you will start to feel there's something wrong with you, okay? Because you are the kind of odd one out, you will feel like there's something wrong with you, and you'll find yourself trying to reduce yourself in order to fit in. It's like just a few weeks ago, because I always think I'm kind of above it because I've gone through a lot of, working out some of my crazinesses and weirdnesses and all of that, and owning parts of me that I would never have owned in the past because I was so worried about what people will think of me and all of that stuff. But then I get to the point, a few weeks ago actually, I went through a bit of an experience where people were kind of saying that some of the things that I say and do are wrong and blah, blah, blah. And these are people that I like and love, and then I don't want to offend them. And so, you know what, first and foremost, my initial reaction is, don't you be telling me how to live my life, which is absolutely the truth. Nobody can tell you how to live your life. You get a choice about how you live your life. But I allowed it to kind of infect me inside. I allowed it to start making me afraid again that, oh my gosh, I am going to be alone. Everybody's going to hate me. And that's what I'm saying to you here. When you start to step out in your own power, when you start to be a little bit different from the group that you've surrounded yourself with, you will feel as though there's something wrong with you. And so then the temptation is to return to the way you've always been, except you know that living that way was kind of boring and you didn't like it. But you tell yourself at this point, because you're getting scared, you tell yourself that you can live with it. But it's not the truth. You can't. You can, but you'd have to completely shut down a heck of a lot of you in order to do that. And aren't you tired of doing that? Aren't you tired already of trying to fit within the lines that others have decided for you? So yeah, for me, I suddenly realized, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm kind of retreating because I'm so afraid of what people think of me. I'm so afraid that I'm going to be alone. I'm so afraid. And I caught myself and switched myself back on. Thank you very much. Basically, it's like, no, freedom has been hard won. I am not going back to that. I don't care what anybody thinks about it, and I'm going to have to find a new circle of people to hang out with because I am not the odd one here. I am the odd one in my current circle, but it doesn't mean that I have to stay with my current circle. And you may have to make those decisions when you're really ready to start living out the life that you know you're born to live, okay? So that's one thing here. And so yeah, you will need some kind of support. I definitely have worked with coaches, still work with coaches, work in mastermind groups, get myself around people who are not judging me or thinking that I have to be like them all the time, because it's just like, no, I don't want to do that any longer. I tried it didn't work. So I'm not going back there. And as I said, when you are first making these steps into really owning who you truly are, especially if you're the maverick that I think I'm speaking to, then you will feel kind of on your own, alone, weird, you doing crazy stuff, okay? And until you actually take it upon yourself to go and find people who get you, okay? So that's something else. So you may need support, in which case I would say to you, come and join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, where I'm in there every day and I can help you get your stuff off the ground. So if it's ministry or business or whatever, I can help you get that started. And at the same time, you'll start to see that you're not alone in feeling the way that you feel, and you're not alone in going through some of the challenges you go through in order to create a life of your own design, a life on your own terms, getting the money that you want to be making rather than kind of living the same as everybody around you, okay? So you need to come and join us in the Deliberate Millionaire fast track club, which is at rosemarynonnynight.com/DM fast track. You can go and have a look at that. But the other thing that you need to be willing to do, as I've already kind of hinted at, is be willing to explore outside your normal lines. And now some of these lines will look good, okay, because you're so used to them. You're gonna have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the thing. And sometimes that's a bit difficult too, because especially when you're just starting to explore some of those more, less comfortable lines, or you're getting to the end of your comfort zone and you're stepping out into the unknown kind of zone. You will be, for some things, you're not even sure that this is the right path for you. So you're trying to wait for perfect clarity and perfect sureness that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So you're trying to keep both feet, or each foot in two different camps. And it doesn't work. You just feel even more frustrated. Because any change you're hoping to see takes so long to actually create, because you're not actually fully committed to it. You're trying to test a little bit whilst at the same time be here. Basically, no, you have to fully commit to, you know what, I'm going all the way. This is my one life. Even if I make a mistake, so what? It's not the end. There's no scarcity of people to hang out with. There's no scarcity of ideas to try. There's no scarcity of opportunities. But just don't give yourself the option of going back to square one, okay? Or don't give yourself this plan B of oh no, I'll give it a try for a little second, and if it doesn't work, I'll just no. Don't do that, because then you will automatically find yourself returning back to where you came away from, okay? With tail between legs. No. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. I know I can't always be completely specific, because for each person, it's a different situation. For each person, it's a different thing you need to explore. Yes, I speak to entrepreneurs particularly. And even for entrepreneurs, sometimes you think your business is completely separate from your normal life, and it isn't, okay? And when you try to separate it in that way, then there's a limit to how much it's going to grow, okay? So if you're finding that you're struggling to get customers, clients, recruits, and all of this kind of stuff is exactly why. It's because you're not willing to do what it takes to actually move your business to the next level, because you're worried about what people will think of you, what people will say about you, and all of that stuff, instead of recognizing, you know what, this is my one life. I have the opportunity here to create a life, like a business that gives me financial independence, so I can explore the world, I can live a life that I feel like living, I can do whatever I want to do. So I'm not going to allow my old lines, my old boundaries to stop me from actually fully exploring all of it, okay? So that's the other thing. So you need to be willing to live outside the regular lines of your religion, of your family, of your friends, your current friend circle, all of the stuff that you have considered to be normal. You may have to reconsider, okay? Because it's like, okay, when we talk about religion particularly, it's one of those things where people just find it so easy to just take on whatever anybody's told them. If somebody stands at the front, starts quoting something at you, interpreting it their way, and you just take it on because, oh well, that must be the truth. When last did you actually go straight to source and really ask the questions? Not just go straight to source and say, well, this is what I've been told I need to do, so what should I do based on that? Is this actually right for me? Do I truly believe what I'm being told here? Or do I need to? Do I need to live in this certain way? Or is it just another way to keep us all together? And there's nothing wrong with being in a community. There's nothing wrong with everybody doing the same thing and all that kind of stuff if it fits you. If it doesn't fit you, then there is everything wrong with it for you, okay? And so you need to have the courage to stand out against the tribe sometimes, in order to do the things that you are born to do. Sometimes I even see people within a religion wanting to do something within that religion, but they don't even feel that they can, because they still feel they have to wait for someone to give them permission. And it's like, no, honey, your vision is your permission. Will you please just move your butt, basically, and stop waiting for somebody to tell you what you already know you need to be doing. So yeah, be willing to live outside the lines. It does take courage. And in the transition, it's hard. In the transition, it's hard because all the people and we are not created to be islands. So we want people to like us and love us and all of this stuff. And so when it feels as though we're going to have to step away from the people that we think like or love us, although you have to ask yourself, if they only like or love you when you're doing what they want you to do, is it actually love? This conditional love thing, is it really love, or is it just when it suits? basically, in which case, is it really, nah, I don't want to settle for that kind of nonsense any longer, that's for sure. Okay, so that's the other thing here is, yeah, be willing to live outside the lines if you're going to live life on your terms, okay? Your life may look completely different from everybody, doesn't mean that it's not feasible. The dream you have may be different from what everybody else is dreaming about, and maybe different from what they expect you should do, but you are the one that gets to live this life. It's like even when I was marrying my husband, there was all this hullabaloo around I shouldn't, my family didn't want me to, and this and that and the other. And you know what? When it came down to it, it was the recognition that it's my life. I am the one that is going to have to live with this dude. I am the one that is going to not live with this dude. I am the one. It's my life. So for all everybody's opinions, I am the only one that actually gets to live with their crazy opinions if I let them determine for me what I do. And I refuse to do that any longer. So yeah, this was only when I was about 19 or 20, and I had to make that decision. And how I made that decision as well was connecting directly with Source. I still remember deciding I wasn't going to just rebel. This isn't about rebelling, okay? I've been a rebellious person, but I didn't want to rebel. This is my life. I don't need to rebel or not rebel. I just need to make a decision that works for me. So I did actually go straight to Source and say, hey, okay, I'm not really going to move forward until I know for definite what you're saying to me here. Now, I don't promote this as a sit there and don't do anything whilst you're waiting for the heavens to speak. Basically, no, okay? Especially not when you're growing a business or growing a ministry or doing any of that stuff. No, you have to keep moving and allow yourself to be guided by your intuition, by the wisdom inside of you. But you have to trust that though. So it's like marrying my husband, it was like I knew that I would get an answer. And I did, though I had this impression of jumping off a cliff and knowing that I'd be safe. And so far, I think we're 2001 I got married, and here we are in 2017, coming up to our 16th year anniversary. So far, so good, okay? And so it was a case of trusting my intuition, trusting that I knew what was best for me, trusting that spirit within me was able to tell me what was best for me, regardless of what anybody else had to say about it, because they were all basing it on their experience of the world. And their experience did not have to be mine, okay? Same goes with you. You can go straight to Source about whatever situation it is that you're trying to find an answer to. There is wisdom within you. You can follow your intuition and trust that you do know what is best. And you know what? Even if you did make a mistake, you are more than able to deal with it, to handle it, to move forward, okay? There is nothing that is presented to you that you don't have the tools inside of you somewhere, or that you can reach out to someone. Again, you can come and join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. Come and join in. That is what I do with clients at times, is support them through even life events, okay? Help them move forward, recognizing that, you know what, when we're stepping up and becoming more powerful, becoming more expanded, experiencing more of life, yeah, it gets interesting because it's unfamiliar, but we can move forward. We have the wisdom inside of us. Sometimes it just takes someone kind of stirring it up inside of you, helping you to trust yourself again, so you can listen to what is coming up inside of you. Spirit's always speaking. Wisdom is always available. Your intuition is always there. Sometimes you don't trust it because you're a bit afraid. Okay, so that's something else. Connect to Source, connect to your intuition, start to trust yourself again. Trust that you do know what is best for you and you can create life on your terms. Again, make sure you make that commitment to do it. Let's sing this song again, this affirmation. I want it stuck in your head by the time I finish. I live life my way. It's very high. I live life my way. One life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. And again, I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. Okay, so that is our affirmation for today. So next thing here is take urgent action, okay? One of the worst things you can do is just kind of crawl along because the transition is awkward. The transition feels painful, uncomfortable. And if you make it take forever you make it take forever because you're, as mentioned earlier, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, oh, not sure, oh, honey, it just makes it incredibly painful. And the other thing I always say is this: we are not vampires. We're not Edward Cullen, who I absolutely adore. And he has eternity to figure out his shit, basically. We don't have that. We have maybe 10. If we're blessed indeed, we'll probably get to 125 years. There's time, but not as much time as you might think. And if you just keep kind of I'll try a little bit. Oh, let me run back. Oh, I'll try a little bit. Oh, I'll stop. I'll start. I'll stop. I'll stop. It just takes too long. And most people quit because they do that. Because they're not fully committed. And I did this. You know what? No judgment. No judgment. I get it. It can be scary. But then you make it last long. The pain of it lasts longer because you're not fully committed. So take urgent action. Figure out. Because one of the things for us as human beings, as much as we want to believe that we're completely, we're completely inspired and motivated by the things we want, if that were true, everybody'd be rich. Most people are motivated by the things they don't want. So it takes things like me going bankrupt and me getting depressed for me to finally think, I do not want to live life this way. So I'm now going to do something about it. Now, you do not need to wait for rock bottom, okay? You do not need to wait until everything goes badly wrong. You could just, what is it that feels uncomfortable right now? Emphasize it. So that every part of you is trying to figure out a way of getting away from it. Emphasize the things that make you uncomfortable, because sometimes the away from motivation is so much more powerful than the towards motivation. The problem for most of y'all is that you're quite comfortable. It's like me, I became a pharmacist, very comfortable-ish, okay? I had a heck of a lot of debt. I used to lie in bed at 5 o'clock in the morning worrying about it, but it was kind of a comfortable uncomfortability. So I was comfortable in my evil at that point. I had to get to really uncomfortable to finally think, no, I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm going to do what it takes to move forward. And that changed everything. I started to live life deliberately rather than just, let's see what happens, man. So for you as well, you're far too comfortable right now. You think you're not. You think that there's I don't want this in my life anymore. But do you not want it enough to keep moving forward, to commit, to actually jumping full into the camp of living life on your terms, your way? Because if not, you'll keep doing this thing, and it takes ages, and you're not taking urgent action. I'm sure it was I think it was Tony Robbins or something that said something along the lines of, the problem for most people is they're not acting urgently. It's as if they have all the time in the world. And that is the truth. A lot of people are acting as though they have all the time in the world to figure out their stuff and blah, 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 until something crazy bad happens. And then suddenly all the things that were taking 20 years to get done, they get done in one day. And it's like, why didn't you do this in the first place? Or you hear people that suddenly realize that they're about to die and they do more in that 1 month than they've done their whole life. And why? Because suddenly they have urgency. You need urgency. So you better figure out what is going to make you feel urgent, basically. And it usually is something you really don't like. So you're going to have to start paying attention to it. Now, I'm not one for focusing on the negative. No. But if it will kick you up the butt so that you move, then you best use it to get you moving. Because if not, it's just talk. You just talk and dream and wish and hope and plan, but then you never actually move. And so there's no urgency. You don't actually get the life that you want. So as much as I say to you, you can live life on your terms, you won't. Why? Because you're far too comfortable. Guys, you're not talking to me. Talk to me. I can see y'all listening. Talk to me. Basically, it's like, it's time to move. Yeses, amens are absolutely available. If you're not sure what to say, just say a yes or an amen. Stick it in the comments right there. Click the share button as well. That'd be great. Okay, so this is it. These are the things that you need to consider. 1, commit. Commit with everything inside of you. Believe that it is absolutely possible for you to live life on your terms. And the only thing keeping you away from it is your decision, okay? You make that decision that you're going to figure it out. You get support. Come and join us in the club. You can get support from me. In fact, I'll start typing in the club here. And what else do you need to do? Be willing to live outside the normal line. Some of the stuff that you've considered is right and the only way to do things, it's not the truth, okay? It's just what you're familiar with. It's just what the people around you are familiar with. And because you're only mixing with the same kind of people, you all think the same, man. And guess what? Because you all think the same, you all get kind of the same results. And you want more, man. Good. I'm glad you hear me, guys. Thank you guys for speaking up. I hear you. And there's following me as well. Thank you, guys. But yes, you did well. You be willing to live outside the normal lines. Okay, people may not like what you're about to do, but do it anyway because it's your one life. Connect to spirit, connect to source, listen to your intuition. You do know what needs to happen next. Get support if you're feeling kind of trapped in fear and petrified into, I don't know what to do. Get support. Okay, come and join us in the club. I put the link right there. Actually, I must mention to you guys right now that I finally feel it's time to raise the price on the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. It's been $9.77 since about December, kind of giving people the opportunity to jump on board, but it's starting to feel kind of yuck. So from tomorrow, actually, the price is going up. So if you've been thinking about joining the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, this is your moment to get in at $9.77 a month and never ever go up whilst you're a member, okay? But from tomorrow evening, the price is going up. I'm giving you a heads up right now. Okay then. And the other thing is taking urgent action. You take urgent action, okay? Take urgent action. Do not keep, let me try a little bit here. No, jump in. If you're going to commit, okay? Not this half and half commitment. I'm committed today when it feels good and I'm not committed tomorrow when it doesn't feel good. Enough of the nonsense. Do you want the big, amazing life or not? If you want to live life on your terms, it is time to be fully committed, okay? Fully committed. Recognize that you're not even using, I would say you're not using even, there's 90% of your abilities that you're not using. I imagine it's even more. It's just that you kind of get set in doing things in a certain way. You're telling yourself, if I try too hard, I'll burn out. Honey, you're so far from burnout, you're so far from any of that nonsense that I don't even know why you're thinking about it. So right now, make a commitment to yourself to jump in with both feet and to really fully design your life the way you want it. It's a new week, okay? We can start everything afresh today. Always love the idea of time because it's almost like you can just switch off whatever happened the last minute and start afresh. So this is your moment. Start afresh. Start afresh, take some urgent action, emphasize whatever is uncomfortable in your life so that, honey, you start to run away from it with everything inside of you. Okay, I'm going to sing this one last time and then bring this to a close. You can join in wherever you are. Let's see if I can start it on the right note this time. I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. And again, I live life my way. I live life my way. I get this one life and I choose to live it. I live life my way. Okay. I live life my way. Let that be your affirmation today as you choose to design your life the way you want it. Okay? New week. Let's go into the week strong. Join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. As I already mentioned, the prices are going up. Okay, I left it at $9.77 for a bit of a long time there. It's starting to feel like it's time for the price to go back up. So if you are going to get in there and you want to kind of keep this rate that it is right now, this is your moment. It's RosemaryNonny.com/DM Fast Track. Tomorrow I'm doing a free call. As soon as I start that free call, the prices are going to normal price. Okay? Okay, so it is time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live. It's RosemaryNonny.com/DM Fast Track. And honey, it's because you want to. Go and design the first class life you want. Create a business that gives you financial independence. You can do this stuff. You can create a life that you wake up to and feel like, yes, this is the way I'm supposed to be living my life. That is within your remit. You just need to choose it. Okay? Again, fight for, deliberately design the life you're born to live because you absolutely want to anyway. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me and you guys that spoke. Thank you so much, Danielle and Folami. Thank you so much. And I'll speak to you guys soon. See you around the page. Share. Woohoo! Bye.